There was a time when one voice echoed through every gym in the world. Yeah, buddy, lightweight, baby. He wasn't just a bodybuilder, he was a force of nature. 8 Mr. Olympia titles, insane strength, unreal workouts, a man who pushed the human body beyond its limits. But then, everything changed. Today, millions of fans ask the same questions. Can he still walk? Does he still train? Is he happy? This is not just a story about bodybuilding. This is a story about sacrifice, pain, passion, and legacy. Today we uncover the real life of Ronnie Coleman, where he is now, what he does every day, and how life looks after the spotlight fades. And trust me, this story is powerful, emotional, and incredibly inspiring. Once the strongest bodybuilder on the planet, today Ronnie Coleman is fighting a completely different battle. But this is not a story about downfall. This is a story about resilience. Ronnie Coleman's name is written in gold in the history of bodybuilding. 8 Mr. Olympia titles, unmatched strength, brutal workouts. He wasn't just winning competitions, he was redefining human limits. While others feared heavy weights, Ronnie was squatting and deadlifting numbers most people could barely imagine. When others rested, he smiled and said, "Lightweight, baby." Training was not just part of his job, it was his identity. The gym was his home. The weights were his lifestyle. He trained heavy all year round, not just during competition prep. He loved the grind. He loved the pain. And most importantly, he loved the process. But greatness always comes at a price. Years of extreme lifting slowly began taking a toll on his body. The heavy squats, the deadlifts, the relentless training sessions. Ronnie never slowed down. He never complained. He never wanted to stop. Pain was simply part of the routine. Then retirement came. After stepping away from professional bodybuilding in 2007, many people believed Ronnie would finally slow down and rest. But resting was never part of his mindset. He continued training. He stayed in the gym. He kept pushing himself. However, his body was no longer able to handle what it once could. Then came the surgeries. One surgery turned into another, and then another. Severe spinal issues, disc damage, nerve complications. Doctors inserted rods, screws, and metal plates into his spine. Some doctors even warned that he might never walk again. Imagine that for a moment. The man who once lifted the heaviest weights in bodybuilding history, being told he might not walk. This became the most difficult chapter of his life. But this is not where the story ends. This is where a new chapter begins. Today, Ronnie often uses a wheelchair and walking assistance. Yet the most shocking part is that he still goes to the gym. Yes, even now, even after everything, he continues to train. The difference is simple but powerful. Before, he trained to become the best bodybuilder in the world. Now, he trains to walk stronger every day. And somehow, that makes his story even more inspiring. Ronnie now lives in Texas with his family. His focus is no longer competition. His focus is legacy. A huge part of that legacy is his supplement business, which keeps him connected to the fitness world he helped shape. He built a brand that produces protein, pre-workouts, and fitness supplements. But this isn't just business. It is his way of staying connected to the community that supported him for decades. Today, he motivates millions through social media. His videos show him smiling, joking, and still bringing the same energy fans remember. He openly talks about his surgeries, his struggles, and the pain he lives with daily. And he often says something powerful: "I regret nothing." That single sentence explains everything. Bodybuilding wasn't just a career for Ronnie. It was his purpose, his passion, his life. He still travels the world attending fitness expos and meeting fans. People become emotional when they meet him. Because Ronnie is no longer just an athlete. He is a symbol of dedication and sacrifice. Many people say he sacrificed his health for bodybuilding. That may be true, but for Ronnie, it was never a sacrifice, it was a choice. And even today, he says if he had the chance, he would do it all again. That tells you everything about his mindset. Greatness always demands a price, and legends are the ones willing to pay it. Ronnie's daily routine looks very different today. Physiotherapy sessions, recovery work, light workouts. But one thing has never changed: discipline. He still wakes up early, he still goes to the gym, he still trains, and he still motivates others. His life has slowed down, but his spirit never did. That is why the world still loves him. Because Ronnie Coleman is not just about muscles, he is about mindset. A mindset that refuses to quit, refuses to surrender, refuses to use pain as an excuse. Today, when he lifts lighter weights in the gym, people still clap. Not because of the weight, but because of the willpower behind it. And maybe that is his greatest victory of all. Winning trophies on stage was incredible, but smiling through pain and continuing to inspire millions, that is legendary. Time changes everything. The body changes, careers change, life changes, but mindset does not. And Ronnie Coleman's mindset is still the same. Lightweight, baby.